What's good, you guys? It's your boy Blackie D, and I'm here with the homie Tyler. You can say your own name.
Going on?
And it's randomness with the homies. We are here with another random episode. This episode is going to be almost like a 21 questions, even though we won't get to 21 questions. It's going to be something like that. I don't have that many questions. In fact,
What's your favorite color?
no, we won't be talking about that.
What's your favorite food?
No, nothing like that. That's terrible. I never asked that question.
If you had to choose between a midget and a grapefruit, what would you choose?
Oh my God, these are your questions are horrible. I hope you don't ask that. So before we get started with the questions portion of this thing, I did kind of I text you about the whole thing. Uh, so I was listening to a podcast. Well, two things are going to happen here. I'm going to talk about the topic, and then I'm going to talk about the podcast itself. So the topic came up in this podcast that I listened to, and they were talking about this event called Mochafest. And I kind of set on this topic because I didn't really like after hearing them talk about it, I was like, man, I'm kind of intrigued, but I don't want to look the video up that they're talking about because I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. So I'm too nosy not to look it up, so I ended up looking it up anyway. And it wasn't as bad as what they made it seem. Granted, what they said, things were happening, but it wasn't like when they were like, "Oh man, it's like this pool party and there's a lot of orgies and all this stuff going on." And so I'm thinking like it's the worst thing that you could ever possibly look at for black folks or whatever. And then I didn't even know it was black folks. I just assumed it was any and everybody. That's what I thought. So when me and you had talked about it, I had kind of looked it up before, and I was like, well, if we do another one of these, then I'll kind of talk about it. But after listening to that podcast and then watching the video, I was like, it's not as bad. It is bad, but it's not as bad as they made it seem. The video made it seem really bad. And I guess had I been there in person, if I would have saw what I saw in the video, I'm like, okay, somebody tripping. Like at least three groups of people here are kind of tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you saw it. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I seen the video that you sent. I've also seen that same video probably like 3 weeks before, I want to say.
Yeah, it's been out.
And
It's
then
been out for a while. So yeah.
another video, I think 3 different videos. Somebody auntie was getting feasted upon by some just random dude. I'm like, okay, she just gonna let him do it. And she was just all for it, hand on the head and everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I did research, like, because I don't like just talking about stuff and not knowing what I'm talking about. So apparently, I'm thinking that this is like it is an event. It's more of a lower budget. Like I don't want to say it's like a carnival type of thing, but it's like something black people go to. But I'm also thinking it's like something with swingers or something because when I looked into it and I was like reading comments and stuff, it seemed kind of swingerish. Like people who talked were like that was their thing. But I don't know if that's what the event is just really based upon because when I looked at some other stuff, it was people really out there having fun in other videos. It wasn't just like that egregious video that they showed. It was, it was like people were having fun. It was black people. People were dancing. Of course, it was drinking and stuff like that. It wasn't just
Just so happened a few other people was just doing some other things
right
that
some
shouldn't have been done in public.
right some adult stuff. And so it was like, you know, I think with the whole when people record stuff, it's like had they not started with that, and I mean, had it still been in the video, it'd be like, oh, y'all are really tripping, but they were like, we're gonna start the video with just sexual stuff. We'll pan over to regular party stuff. Okay, here's some more sexual stuff going on. Here's some more regular party stuff. More sex stuff. It's like, so wait, so like it's too much because there were people who were like standing around and they like just being regular. You know what I'm saying? They like they not in on it. They just like, yeah, I'm still drinking. Okay, they over here doing.
Probably would have just been like, oh man, hey, y'all look what they doing, and went on about my business because it's not my business. I'm gonna look me like, dang, she really doing that, and go on about my business. Like,
Nah,
oh, wow.
nah, I'd
Hey,
have
look,
left because I'd be like, I don't want that on me. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and get my things and go because I didn't sign up for this. This is not the kind of party. And so apparently they traveled to like different places. So like that one was in Texas, and then they should have one going. So so kind of like Carnival. Carnival has different areas that they do these events in. I don't know enough about it. I think this was the first one where it had gotten to that place because nobody has ever talked about it unless it's like a I don't know. You have to, I guess, be in that kind of circle if it's about swingers and stuff. I guess that's what that was. But it just didn't seem. It was bad. But then I was like, if you take that away, it's not that bad. It just looked like a big house party.
I thought it was at
Yeah,
front line, big house party.
yeah.
People just got too intoxicated and forgot they was at a house party.
I don't know, man. I do not know. Bruh, like that. It was like, oh, y'all out here doing adult stuff. So, more research. I'm online, and one of the ladies who was in the video, somebody actually they found her. They found her, and so she is like,
Leave it to the internet.
well, nah, she don't even. She really don't care. She's a registered nurse, and then she's like this person who is about having like free living and sex and all this other stuff. And them people in the comments told her up. They was like, "You out here, a whole nurse out here acting like this." It was like we saw what you was doing, bro. I was like,
They think nurses and doctors and stuff just live holy.
"Well,
No, they don't personal lives.
I'm not gonna say holy, but I was like not like what she was doing though. Jesus, I was like, you better have a test kit in your purse, doing what you was doing, cause yeah, like you didn't nobody got tested before this. You
I'm
everybody
pretty sure she didn't have a test kit, but she probably went and did
she
that
needed
after the festivities.
she needed one because I'm like, bruh, like what is going on, man? I don't know. So, but like I said, the podcast I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not gonna say their names or anything. I like them. I still listen to them from most of the days or whatever because that's why I listen to them at work. But I felt like they made it worse, or they made it worse to get you to listen or get you enticed enough to go and look at it, or whatever. But it really wasn't as bad. I think they just focused on those things, and I don't know the person per se, but I know of how he is, and I know that kind of stuff. It was big for him when he saw it. So I'm like, okay, this is why you were acting like that. But I'm like, if you take away those things, it's really not that bad. And like I said, for the other ones,
They
hmm?
always they always highlight the negative, the crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he got knocked out. Just for somebody to pay attention to it.
Oh, they definitely,
He that bad.
yeah, they definitely did that because it was like, bruh, I was like,
Yeah,
man,
I've seen a few videos. Some of the same videos I've seen from different angles.
yeah, no, I don't want to see no more after that. I don't want to see no more. Whoever did the video I saw, they were perfect enough to where you knew what was going on, but it wasn't like this is an X-rated film. Zoom into this. It was just like this is what's going on if you know what this is. So I'm like,
He toured this joint.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah. They wouldn't like zoom in and this is no, they wouldn't like that. They were just like whoever they are, they should be hired for fight videos because they were the perfect angle to it wasn't too much phone all and everything. It was just like, oh, y'all are doing adult things and tripping. That's that's, yeah, yeah,
My man, a woman said, "This is the right,
yeah.
point of view right
And
here."
after they got enough, they panned away. They're like, let's look at some other stuff because they are clearly tripping over here. I don't know what's going on, but it's like, so yeah, I thought that was like, I don't know, like I don't do parties, so that right there
Mm.
would deter me from doing a party altogether. It's too, I don't know, but it's adults, so adults are gonna do what they doing, and if it is swingers if it's like a swingers convention, then I guess you kind of go into that you would expect. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like what you expect. I don't know. So
Like freaking
yeah, yeah, exactly just like that. So I was too young when that came out. I know I was still a child, so I'm like, no, I'm strong pass. I'm gonna see if I can send you this video. Well, you not on Facebook. I wish I could. I think I could. If I could share this to the screen, that'd be great. Mm. So these people, it's too long. It's really too long to really show you. Like my ring light is killing it. But these guys found snakes in a motorcycle. I don't know enough about motorcycles, but I feel like the motorcycle would be like on fire at this point. There's no way, or I would just pour a lot of gas on it because there's no way I would be trying to pull snakes out of.
that was big ass. Hey, cameraman, all that. My man
Oh,
said he was
this they say it's like two or three of them.
where was this film?
I don't know.
They in the country. That's nothing but open space. It's hot, so I would.
What whoever it was, they said they're mating inside of the motorcycle, and it's another one they gonna try to pull. They pull this one out too. Yeah, they somebody says it's like two or three of them, but they only show like pulling out two.
I would expect snakes to do that, especially when it's hot like this. They look for shade a lot of
Yeah.
the time,
Well, as far as what mating or look, oof,
just to get out the sun. Pretty
look,
sure they mate in cool places too.
look, that thing don't even want to come out, dog. Like, how does that work?
I wouldn't want to come out either. Somebody yanking on me.
Player, it wouldn't even. Let me turn my ring light off if I can. I'll turn it down. Let's just turn it off.
Yeah, he just let it go. I would let it go too. Just
Player.
turn the bike on.
No, he acted from what they said. He rode over there with them in the bike, but they didn't do him anything.
Me knowing a snake
Oh God!
and knowing
But apparently he knew though, bro. Like for them to be, I don't know how you know. So that's two of them. They never did go back with the third one, but they're saying I don't know.
I don't know if they venomous or not. For me to even still be riding over, I pulled over on side of the road. Animal
Bro,
control. Look, I got snakes in my motorcycle. I'm on Highway 30. Come get me. Come
dog,
get them. I can't do it. I don't know if they venomous.
dog.
If I get bit, what I'm gonna do?
I
I
told my
might put.
I told my wife I would get so much gasoline and just put it on there. That's all I would do. Gas them up. Because I think snakes don't like anything with like fumes, diesel, stuff like that. Like it wouldn't kill them, but it'd probably make them like leave.
Find the hell away like mothballs.
Yes, because I'm not a snake person. I don't do snakes. I don't do nobody. I'm like if if it's a snake, I'm with the women and kids. I'm going in the house. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
I think I'm not a snake person. I've been up close and personal with a few in the past.
No, I'm
I
just
don't,
no.
I don't think it's real one.
Like I mean, growing up, we where I grew up at from the city I'm from because of the area, they were out there or whatever, but they were far away enough from you to where you were never like really bothered. You know, see them, you're like, oh, it's there, it is, whatever. Uh, like last year, so so we've been getting them in my house lately. Like last year, my wife called me and she's like, "Oh my God, there's a snake outside." So she's on the phone and she's just she's panicking, but the dog is outside, so the dog is attacking the snake. So I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, well, I can't leave work, not for that or whatever. I'm like, and as long as they know you and the child, y'all just stay in the house, whatever. And like, hopefully,
Hit the dog.
I'm like, well, if he's attacking them, he's doing his job. I mean, whatever. So he actually did kill it though. Like he bit it and killed it. But this was like long before I get home. So I get home and I'm like, man, I hope this thing is like really going away or whatever. I don't want no part of this. I get home, big dead ass snake in the yard. And my wife was like, oh, you gotta pick it up and throw it away. I'm like, who? I'm not touching nothing. Like I am not. I'm like, what if it's not dead? So I decide I'm not gonna do this. I decide I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna burn it up. So I go outside and I get a bunch of lighter fluid and I just put it up in smoke and watch it shrivel up until it burned to a crisp. I was like, I'm not touching this thing, dead or alive. It's not happening.
Years of living, I've never heard anybody tell me they soaked the dang on snake in lighter fluid and lit it ablaze like a campfire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say a lie. I'm not touching it. I'm sorry. It's not. And then so fast forward to this year, about 3 weeks ago, baby, this Negro comes back. Not the same one, but obviously his cousin decides to come back. So same thing, get the phone call. This time I get videos and pictures. I'm like, oh my God, I hope the dog gets rid of this thing because I'm not dealing with this. Apparently he got away. This one got away. The dog didn't bite it, but it got away. But we get outside and there's this big possum or something like that with the dog killed. So my wife again is like, you got to get rid of it. When I got up on it, this thing was bigger than the damn football. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, this big dead. Get the get,
Yeah, they get huge.
get the lighter fluid. I'm burning stuff up. I don't have time for it. Like I don't have time for it. So this time my wife actually
With the diseases that a day go
whatever.
you
I don't
here. Why
I
you want to burn it?
burn it up. Look, we sat there, she burnt that thing up and we watched worms and all these bugs come out of it. It was disgusting, bro.
You take a shovel and you toss it in the woods.
Oh, I did. I thought it was burnt like rotisserie chicken. I was like, I am not touching. I did after that. I was like, I am not touching this. This is disgusting, man. So then I ended up getting like some snake repellent and putting it out in the yard. And unfortunately, all that money I spent it rained on it. So I got some more, but I gotta get more. Just it takes so much to try to repel the backyard. Man, it cost me like $30 for these two little bags or whatever. I'm like, man, there's no way I can afford to keep doing this, because you can only do it obviously during the summertime, and because at winter and spring we don't have this issue. So yeah, I like them with that. I was like, get the gasoline. I don't have time. And if I would have, people say like diesel and stuff doesn't work, but I think it does. Like as long as it has fumes, snakes don't like fumes. When you know, they sense with their tongue. So if they sense like heat or fumes, they go away from it. And so,
Obviously not. That was in that man motorcycle.
well, he ain't have enough fumage. That's why I said I would have went with the gasoline. I'm not, and I wouldn't have lit the see. I'm not gonna light the bike on fire, but enough gasoline, they'd have run up out of there, bro. Whatever. Man. Somebody in the comments said throw the whole bike away. I was like, shit, you might as well at this point. I was like, damn man, I am not.
Get rid of them, they some more come back in the same spot.
I just get a lot of gasoline. I hate to ruin a bike like that, but I'm like, I am not.
Yeah, it's gonna eat away at the paint.
Oh well. Oh well.
You're on a seat.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's time for new paint and seat anyway. That's how I feel about it. I can get those all over again. We can start over. That's how I feel about that. I'm like, bro, that is just disturbing. Very, very disturbing. So she was like, you ought to share that. I was like, first I'm gonna watch it. And then after I watched it, I was like, oh, this is the absolute worst. I'm like, oh my, I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Let's see what else is on the document.
That is horrible.
Oh, while we're talking before we get into the question portion, what about that video you sent with the old people having sex in the bar? I thought that was funny. Once again, this
I forgot all about that, man. How
yeah,
drunk do you have to be to forget that you are in a public setting? And not only what made it bad, he did what the pre-K kindergarten and first grade kids do when they go to the
I
bathroom.
was just about to
They
say that.
drop them to their ankles.
I was just about to say,
Like,
like, how do you drop your pants in public?
he didn't hesitate. He didn't think old lady was like, let's go
Mm-mm.
right now.
I'm like, but to drop
We
your,
at home.
but just
Just
drop
drop.
your pants out in public, like even for a grown man to do it in the bathroom is ridiculous. I remember being in middle school and this dude, he was older than me. We were all friends, but he was older than me. And when you walked into the bathroom, they didn't have any doors. It was like you didn't push a door, you just walked in. It was like an open door, and you walked to the like stall, like the long trough stall. I walk in and he's like pants down, drawers down. He's standing up here, and I'm like, this is so awkward, bro. Like, why?
When I tell you they had people in high school still doing that, bro,
Bro,
people in school was still doing it.
like you too old to be like. Once you get past elementary school, that should be you should be done with that. Like we were eighth
What
grade.
made the situation even worse, a couple people yelled like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah,
Did not stop.
yeah,
Still
yeah.
kept
I saw
walking over.
people running like man, it was like it's not they're not gonna do it. Clearly, they're not gonna do you nothing. You are safe. Like you are.
Run up to nobody to make them. Oh, he swing
No, no. He's already got the upper hand anyway. But
in front of that. Unless a police officer there just tase him in his butt, then I'm not touching that man.
I wouldn't
You're not
even.
about to fight nobody with their pants on their ankle. It's so many bad outcomes to that.
I told that to my best friend one time. I was like, "You're not gonna fight nobody with a penis out. I'm sorry, that's just not happening. That's you. You're already losing if you even go down that road. They have the advantage. It's the mental advantage. All they gotta do is run up on you with a loose penis. If you bold enough to try to fight somebody like that, you go, come on, man. Like my first mindset is, I have got to run. Like you, clearly you're the Joker right now. You have not a care in the world. So.
Either run or kick.
I'm not.
Depending on how fast they come, run or kick.
Sir, I ain't got time. First of all, I'm not trying to focus in on the erected penis to kick it. So,
And burn the shoes and the socks. Shoes and
oh,
the socks.
because you got to focus in. Oh, that's what you packing right there. I'm about to kick you in it. I don't have time for that. Like, yeah, no, no, you win. You win. I'm just gonna run off. You won. You got me. You're the champion right now. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. I was like, oh, this is a mess. Like,
No, man, it most definitely caught me off guard because I'm thinking in my head when I see the guy recording him and he's obviously over here, the old lady, thinking she about to turn around and slap this man or something. Because seeing
mm-mm.
her head move like they was arguing, but it was the opposite.
No, I can
Apparently,
say, you know, they
that head movement was like, "Give me some, give me some."
yeah, you know, they were clearly not caring about what they were doing. At least he wasn't. He was
I don't know. So he didn't give a damn.
he was all for it. No, I'm sorry. That ain't my.
That was the real definition of balls to the wall.
Oh God, it's more like pants to the floor because that's what that was. You like that's the whole purpose of a zipper and stuff. Unless you have pants without a zipper, you got the zipper. Like like just
My man had on straight pants. He ain't even unbuckled nothing. He just put them things down.
wait, dog. You got on. You need to get some pants with a zipper on it. If you gonna be acting like that, that's how I feel. If you gonna do stuff like that, then you need to dress accordingly. So because if you dressed accordingly, chances are people would have still saw, but it wouldn't have been like that bad. But for you to be standing up by
Could have been a little more discreet.
very much so,
Man was loud and proud.
you know, out there, pants to the ground, like wow, like you're just gonna do that. Ugh. Oh, oh, very much so, very, yeah. But he's at that age, or they're at that age where it's like, hey, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you got to do.
Late 30s?
I think they were older than that. They had to be because
Late 30s. Late 30s, early 40s.
they look like they were older than that. I have to go back and look at it. I ain't gonna look at it right now though. All right, so let's segue into the questions portion. So since we already there, would you have that kind of sex just like that out in public? Maybe not pants to the floor, but would you attempt to even like discreetly behave like that?
It's only because I have. But he was like that
I'm
in
talking.
public.
I'm talking at the bar, exposed at that
No,
level.
not at the bar. No, I'm not doing it in a bar. Maybe like at a park, somebody's house party or something in the
So,
backyard.
so it's a no. I mean, you got to be as
Yeah, I don't want to be at the bar doing that.
I'm saying as free as he was and what they were. You have to be as free as they
I'm as
were.
free as he is. I don't want nobody looking at my natural butt cheeks, man. No,
It's
that ain't for everybody to see.
it's a strong no for me. I don't have a public sex body for that, so that's not gonna happen. I already know. I'm like, oh
Even if I did have a public sex body for that, no.
my. I mean, if I had a public sex body, then perhaps because you can get away with some things when you got Batman buns of steel and abs and stuff. Mhm.
I mean, a woman maybe. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but they had women that were looking too. So like, if you had superhero buns of steel and abs to match, you could probably get away with that. You can't now, now you can't be like drop your pants and drawers. Now, no, you that's a strong no. For me personally, I see my side profile. I'm like, oh, that you can't be out there like that. It's not gonna go well for you at all. It's not gonna
not
go
about to, not about to come out here with the Clark Kent bones. Just be like,
well. Yeah,
I'm not gonna get, I'm not gonna get that kind of attention.
I feel like if you had like a strong body or whatever, then you could probably get away with that. But if you like, ooh, I ate 3 hamburgers a day and 2 large fries, then something like, no, don't you do that.
He's body. I couldn't see myself doing it. Not in the bar. Not at a.
I'm not gonna be. I ain't gonna be out in public at all. Like I said, I can't do it. I don't look. No, I have an image to maintain. I'm doing this podcasting and stuff. I don't want to be out there like that. So it's a strong no, strong, very very strong no for me.
Still got people out here that's doing podcasts, uh, other kinds of content creator
Yeah.
doing wild stuff like that.
Yeah, I was listening to another one. I said I listened to some. This one I particularly I don't think I'm gonna keep listening to because a lot of the topics ends up being uh, more sexual based, and it's guys, so it feels kind of like high schoolish almost, and if not high schoolish, then barbershopish, so to say. It's always just like they jump into like sexual content.
fraddish.
pretty much, and none of them are frats. So it's like I don't know. I'm gonna like be comfortable, but it's like it's so much stuff to laugh and talk about. I mean, sex is cool, but it's like after a while, I'm like, man, y'all just
Oh, yeah. 66666. Hey, Jenny's hot. You know, she runs the sorority house across the way. Her and the other Gamma Alpha Kappas.
oh
And
God,
they
you
do
better
the things when they come to the functions.
you better call
When
it right. I'm
the
not sure.
fraternities get together. Oh, if, Hottie, Yammy Tammy from Miami, she come pull up,
Oh my God.
offers you to saute. Would you saute?
Oh wait,
And I go,
what is saute? What is that? What is
saute from the back.
that?
Saute from the back.
Oh my God, that is horrible.
That's just how I assume the conversations go on
Not
the
no,
podcast.
not really. It's more. Uh, how do I talk about it without really talking about it? It's not like they'll probably watch this. So it kind of went along with the thing we talked about earlier. I actually found out about them that that person and their wife they practice that behavior, but he was talking about trying to get some guys to go to the event that's known as hedonism, and when you go out there, it's pretty much just like a lot of nude activities and stuff like that, or if you were just like swinging and sex and things like that.
Hedonism?
Yeah, Hedonism.
Oh,
Hedonism.
hedonism.
Yeah.
Hedonism. That sounds like uh, they practice hedonism. They doing all kinds of ritual, right? Ritual practice.
Uh, I mean, it's it's something that's really old. I've heard of it before. Once you get into more sexual stuff, like read about it in magazines and stuff like that. It's pretty much like I said. They go out there. It's an event where people are free to do. It's sexual based, but it's not all sexual stuff. But you mainly there's from what he mentioned, there's two sides. There's a safer side. So if you're prudish, but you still want to have fun, you can be in your clothes and still be able to do the stuff. But then there's the other side where it's like you just butt naked, but you still get to have fun butt naked. So
It sounds like that would be very stinkish. Different males from different people.
well, I
The
mean,
way it happens.
yeah,
Some people don't. A lot of people don't practice hygiene.
yeah. Well, I
Just
mean, in order to, well, from what he's saying, people who typically go to those things, they spend a lot of money. So these people should have really good hygiene because I think he's like
come on,
going out there. You look
come
at,
on. Just because you spend a lot of money don't mean you got good hygiene, bro.
I want you if you're gonna be spending 7, 8 grand to go somewhere, you might want to get some degree or something. That's all I'm saying. You get your little degree, Dove, dial soap or something. You can't be running out there spending that kind of money and stinking. I mean, yeah, you can, but I'm just saying,
Pretty sure they're doing it. They're doing
this
it. They're doing it.
this man
They're
here,
doing it. I
this
know you can. They're doing it.
this man here. Oh my God, yeah. So
It's just nasty, man. I just can't see myself doing nothing like that. On anything like that. That's just think about it. I can smell the smells. Just think about
I, I can't. I don't have to go to it, but I don't want to smell it either. I'm not gonna, So yeah, that would that's what kind of led me into the whole line of questioning, uh, like that, and then the other relationship title and stuff like that. Uh, let's see, what is another funny question I would ask? Have you ever paid for pornography, or would you ever have like a subscription to like OnlyFans?
I've never in my life ever paid for that lewdness. It was always free from when it was first brought to me. When it was first brought to me up until the adult years, it was always free 99. I ain't never had to get no subscription. Ain't never had no ad pop up talk about something pay $1 a month for the premium videos. Ever.
Man,
Never.
yeah, Lord.
Be honest, man. It's
And I
free.
feel you. I feel you. For me to be,
Hey, when it was brought to me, this when everybody was putting it in the VHS,
oh
in the VCR. It
oh,
was VHS.
jeez.
Was very young. Shouldn't have seen it.
I yeah, for you to say VCR, because I know I was probably about, when's the last time I saw VCR? Let's see, I had a PlayStation 1 and I needed VCR to be on there. So maybe 12, 13, and you were
Definitely had a PS1, but I was not 12, 13.
right. I'm saying that's how old I was when I had one. Jeez. And you younger than me, so for you, oh no. No. Just no.
Yeah, it's always been free. And as long as it's free,
Yeah. I have never paid for anything licensed, so to say. I think I went to the store once, like back when the Mall of Cartana was open, and I bought like a cartoon one time. There's a place called Sam Goodies, and I would go in there and they would sell like CDs. They would sell like weird stuff in there, bro. Not like Spencer's weird, but it'd be like you can go in there and buy movies, like music, video games.
I haven't seen it in there.
It's in there. It's in there.
I don't think it's in there.
It's in there. Well, it used to be. I don't know about it now. Well, it's closed now. But back when I would go to the mall cartender, it was in there, and I had to psych myself up to buy it because I was like, I have never bought pornography in my life, and I think I was like in my early 20s, and I had started my own job and I was driving. So when I went in there, that's when I bought that first Naruto game that was on PlayStation 2 or whatever. And I was walking around. I was like, boy, they got pornography up here. They got the Playboy stuff, but they'll have it covered up with like a little black thing so you couldn't see it. You could, in order to see it, you had to take the thing off and you'd be like, oh, that's what that is, covered back up. So I was like, man, I've never paid for pornography. I never bought it before or whatever. So I was like, I like to see what this is all about. So I didn't buy like no real stuff. I went and bought like a cartoon thing or whatever. And I felt so guilty for buying that. But after that, I never paid for like anything licensed. Uh, I think I bought like some bootleg from a dude I worked with for $5, and none of it worked. So I was like, I was like, oh man, yeah, they gave you my $5.
He bootlegged. He bootlegged.
He was, I don't know how he burned. He burned them to like a CD or something. Like he burned them to CDs.
I'm thinking like he just got a blank VHS tape
Mm,
and wait girls go wild to come out.
no, no, this is like no, this was like
This
CDs because I remember I think I tried to watch one of them and they got stuck in my Xbox 360 and I was like, oh man, I was like I broke my Xbox 360, but the tray wouldn't come out. So in order to get it out, I had to push against the tray and make the gear catch and then push the CD out. I was like, bro. But none of like I think out of all three of them, only one of them worked. I ended up giving them away. I was like, bro, these things don't work. He's like, man, what's wrong? Whatever. I'm like, I'm trying to play these old bootleg CDs on the Xbox 360. It's like it's like it's not working, dog. Like what? So after
this
that,
is like the same way you would burn like music and movies.
pretty much. But
You
you had
you,
to
you get your DVD and you download it to
well,
the whatever media play goes along.
I couldn't tell you that. I think for him it was more or less because he didn't seem like he like own CDs. So I think he was just pirate them from online and then be like, because it's not like I was just like, let me see what you have. He's like, oh, I just got these random ones or whatever. And I was like, because I think I had said something crazy. Like, we were outside talking, and of course, we talking about different races, how everybody do stuff. And so he was, I forgot what they said. And I was like, oh man, black women don't do that or whatever. And he was like, who, you would have been? And so that's how he ended up bringing the CDs. He's like, black women do stuff in this. I'm like, but these people getting paid though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. Well, now if you think about it, now, people are doing anything now. But back then, I was like, I couldn't imagine black women doing some of the stuff that white women were doing in those movies. But I was wrong. You get paid enough money, I guess you would do anything. So
I don't even really think you're getting paid enough money. Is is was in the fine print in the contract you signed.
yeah, yeah, you got to perform
Do it, but hey, you signed this contract, so you gotta do whatever the hell we tell you you gotta do.
pretty much.
And if you don't like it, you just gonna keep doing it until you're comfortable with it.
No, no, you don't get paid. That's pretty much how that works. You don't get the
That
money.
too.
Yeah, you don't get the money. But yeah, I have yet to ever buy like anything licensed. I just asked. I thought that was funny. Never buy anything licensed. I ain't got no OnlyFans. And now what's funny is, I don't know if it's because I call myself Blackie D a lot, but I always get these people who like, especially on IG and everything, they always sit and be like, like stuff. Do you wanna join on it? I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. Like, I really don't want to. I'm not paying for that. So
They
you
be like, Blackie D, let's see what he's about.
like
So,
running in my mouth. It is not. No, running my mouth. I said if I ever got poor enough, I'd have to start an OnlyFans. But we joke about that enough. I don't think I could do it. I saw what that community is all about, and it scares me. So I'm like, oh no, really, really strong no on that. That's no,
doing that crush either.
no.
It's
Nah,
not really
it's a
me.
lot. It's too many guys in there. And then you think it's like a straight community. It's really not. It is a lot of other people doing stuff on there, and I'm like,
A lot of pronouns.
yeah. And it's like, I'm gonna say, I'm because I ain't afraid to say it. Most of the straight ones, these people are people who are like, they're in it, like beyond that. And it's like they're either producers or actors in this stuff. So they making money. But just your regular dude out here who working out, he like, man, just put something in my butt while you at it. I'm like, bro, it's like, I'm like, well, how'd you get to this? Like, how badly do you want to make this money? Like, yeah, it's a lot of awkward stuff in that. So I joke about it. I'm like, but I could never ever get to that place to be like,
Man, put something in my butt while you in it.
yeah, they do a lot of, I'll say, not so straight stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, this is what this community is about, and it's all,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
Money would never,
yeah.
never.
You would think, like I said, like it's like regular people, and they like, you know, regular body people, and they like, okay, but then the ones that super cut up and toned, I went to the gym today, and yeah, went to the gym, and now somebody named Jim is behind you. I don't know. It's horrible. It's
Went to the gym, came home to the gym, and Jim put something with a gym on something.
it's bad, man. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, all this working out for no reason. You
Went to the gym, came home to Jimmy, put on the Jimmy, and went all right in me.
I'm like, you went to the gym just for that to happen? Like, oh my god. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. That's how you started your day? Like, that's terrible. Oh my god.
That's one hell of an episode right there, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unique. Like,
Ye-
just think of all the the straggots out there.
I don't think you can call them that at that point. I think they're pretty much you pretty much crossed over at that point. You're not you don't get that title. You pretty much you jumped off the cliff. That's all I'm saying. Not only did you jump off the cliff, you recorded it and you got people paying for it. So I joke about it, but I'm like, no, I couldn't. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it.
I be joking about that stuff too. It ain't in me.
But if I was to do it, I have a plan already set up. The same plan I gave you that you didn't want to do, I would do that my own self.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that plan. Nah,
I thought that was funny.
no.
I
I
thought
was
you.
basically somebody's hope. Ain't got no pimps.
I mean, I told you I was going to help you promote. I had to get paid for my own pain and suffering. I just can't be like I'm doing this for
Pimp.
no, no,
Pimp. That what
no,
it sounds like.
no,
Pimp.
no. Because if you're not going to promote it, then somebody's got to do it for you. Like so, it's
I'm
like,
gonna
hey,
promote it, get you clientele, and I gotta give me some money off top. Pimp.
no,
Fucking
no.
pimp.
I mean, there's no other clientele. You the only client. Like that's it. Like that was it. Unless you was gonna do some other stuff. I like I told you, I'm not getting involved beyond that. 'Cause
Until somebody else come along and be like, "Hey, I see you. Whatever you doing to promote this guy, seems like he's getting a lot out of it. Can you help me?" And there you go, more hoes.
I'm like, yes, I can for a certain fee. And see, but here's the thing: if that was to happen, then I would have to just loosen up on your fee some. You know what I'm saying? Just come off the top a little bit. So like, say we were 50-50, then I would lower mine down to like you have 55-45. Because then I'd be like, well, I picked up somebody else. All right, hey, 5%. No, it's not.
No, like a pimp.
No, because the more I get, then the more you get. Because I'm like, well, you know what? Because of his actions, he put in hard work, and it worked out for both of us.
You right.
Yeah,
You right. You're not a pimp. You a generous pimp.
yes, very. Because I mean, how would 90-10 sound? You know what I'm saying? You get 90%, I get 10%. You know,
Or hear me out. Hear me out. 98 2.
huh?
98 2.
Well, by the time we get to that point, I'll be cut you loose. Then I mean, you be successful enough. Then you'll be on your own. I wouldn't need to. I wouldn't even. Once we get to 90, then that's it. Like like hey, bro, you worked hard. You got money. I got money. I have more clients. You in this business now. You no longer need me. I'll still promote for you every now and then because we're friends. But you know,
You can't be friends with a pimp.
sure you can. Sure you can. You can do that. That's how that worked. That was the plan. So, you know. But since you didn't want any part of that, I moved on to my own plan. So if I decide to do it, then I have my own thing set up. Still gonna be a little bit from what I bought from you because I would want people to actually know it's me. But there is an actual plan. So
If I ever was to do it, it like mostly everything could be mechanic related.
yeah, okay, well.
I'm here to change your oil. I heard you had brake fluid leaking.
Oh God. Look, I thought you were
Did the transmission change?
oh Jesus. I thought you were actually gonna be like you doing mechanic work now. I was like, oh, he over here showing people how to change oil and stuff, huh, bro? Like, this is with positive. He's like, no, no, this is gonna be just as bad, just as dark.
Leaky water pump. To get that right for you.
I'm like, oh, this is still dark. I cannot. I mean, because there are people who make great money and not have to do anything sexual on there. Like, they're on there cooking and class. You got women showing their feet and making money. I'm like, man, you out here showing your feet and making money? Like you got to find the right thing to be successful without taking your clothes off. I'm like, that's pretty amazing. So you know. But I was like, let's just go ahead and jump deep off into it. So if I lose my job, I have my backup plan already. I mean, I already have other stuff making money too, but that'll be another backup plan. I'm just gonna use the idea I gave you without actually using that one because it's not gonna work for me. That ain't gonna work for me. That'll work for you, but it won't work for me. But the one I have in mind, I'm not gonna share it because you might try to steal it.
That crap ain't gonna work for me. People gonna look at me crazy.
No, I
I'm
told
walking
you.
somebody else with some damn overalls and a freaking monkey wrench. Also, I'm here to fix your car, but I look like I'm trying to fix on somebody's faucet.
No. First of all, you go. Well, I told you not to do that. What I told you to do was you get your superhero mask and put your mask on. Now I'm giving away good ideas. Just see this and they'll work. Nobody would have ever known it was you. You put your mask on. You know what I'm saying? You could have dressed up like Spider Man or something. Mask, Spider Man mask on. You know what I'm saying? Couple photos, weenie out with a couple photos. They got creeps out there who like that kind of stuff. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Weenie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're going on YouTube and all this stuff, and if I cut this to another thing, I can't say the real word. So you out there with your pistol out, you know what I'm saying? And
Pew, pew, pew,
yeah,
pew.
a few pictures, photos, you can do it yourself. I'm not doing that. You do it yourself. Set your iPhone up. That's all they doing. Set up the iPhone. You'd have had money by now. You had your nice little side hustle by now.
And I'm happy I didn't go through with that damn plan.
Yeah, I'm just saying that could have been like 1 month right there. You like, oh, Spider Man is in town. I'm here to sling some web. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, something like that. I don't know, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd have been perfect. Where you going? She's outside. Go back in your room. No, no, you go in your room. It that way. Yeah, after you go in your room. In your room. Thank
She
you.
is speaking.
Goodbye. Yeah, she's horrible. Anyway, the web slingers in town. You know what I'm saying? A couple poses. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give out too many details. You could have been like on 100%, 100% Spider Man. You know what I'm saying, bro? You just and now somebody else gonna watch this and they gonna take the idea and go about their business. I mean, that's what the women be doing.
I'm fine with that. I don't care. Somebody can take the idea. I
I don't
don't
want
care.
to. I don't want to take the idea because that was my idea and I'm not gonna make money off of it now. So now it's ruined. It's ruined. I mean, that'd been great, great, great money right there. Spider Man, Iron Man on Wednesday, Friday. Who knows? I don't know. Batman on Friday, Black Batman on Friday. That'd have been seductive on Saturday.
The Black Bruce Wayne. Me to you in the night.
Yes.
Swinging.
Oh God. Hold on, I'll be right back, man. You got a good idea. Go now. Somebody else is gonna steal it if they hadn't already stolen it. I'm not gonna do the research to find out. That's for sure. It is what it
I'm
is.
sure people are already doing that.
You could have done it too, though. That's just the thing. You could have done it too. You could have done it too.
If I do something, especially in that line of work, it's gonna be something original.
I don't think there's anything original in that line of work anymore. I think that's pretty much. I don't know what else you could actually do as a star to do anything else. I don't know. Like
If I think of it, I'll pitch it to you.
don't you don't have to. You don't have to. I think you should do it because I don't want you lying and saying that I'm using you. You know what I'm saying?
If you want the idea, by any means, go for it.
No, it's okay. I don't want you to say that because you
It's
just
just
literally you just literally said it like 3 minutes ago. It's just horrible. And I had gave you the idea and I was willing to partner up and then you threw it back in my face. So You just go ahead and do it yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't tell me because I'll be judgmental. Like, what is he doing out here in these streets? What he
Won't actually do it.
You could have got a job at Walmart or with Dixie. He out here tripping. No, I wouldn't judge. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I just like don't. I don't want to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't. I don't want to see it. All right. So, any questions that you would have, that would be great. Because you didn't come up with anything. Nothing at all.
Nothing that not vulgar.
Not vulgar. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Not like so unnecessarily adult. I don't know why.
Hmm?
I don't know why. But
I had another one, but I forgot what it was. So
if it was to save your relationship with your wife, would you jump straight into the special forces, untrained, to go on a quote unquote suicide mission?
no, no. Because if it's suicide, then chances are it's only 50-50 you're gonna probably like die.
If you come out, you and your family set up for life. But if you don't make it, your family set up for life.
Right. So no. Like what kind of vulgarity is that? I'm gonna die and let you be set up for life. And like it'd be different if it wasn't like a suicide, then maybe like chances of coming back, maybe. But like, oh, you gotta go here, you gonna really die. Like chances
It's,
are,
it's a chance that you could get captured,
oh God, no. Jesus,
tortured, maybe,
Jesus, no, no, indeed, no.
just for some information, just a
N-
little bit of info.
No, I would. No, I wouldn't even take that on because chances are it'd be like 20 years before I get back. They being moved on to somebody else. Just like he's never coming home. I would assume
It is how the military works sometimes.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna come back. They got me out here washing dishes and folding towels and stuff. It's real prison stuff out here. I don't think I'm coming back ever. I just don't. Chances are you need to move on. You know, somebody he'll try to make me a prison wife. I have to fight every day, so I don't do that. God no.
I don't think somebody will make you the prison wife. I don't know. I don't know how they handle hostages in third world countries besides beating their ass for information.
It's it's probably some creepy stuff too. It's probably creepy. I would assume. I'm assuming the worst. Whatever the worst you could think could happen, it's probably gonna happen. The worst. Whatever you think they were cut a finger off, cut a toe off, hitting you.
He wasn't gonna say anything in the lines of mutilation.
That's what do you think they do to you over there? You're like, oh, you don't want to give this information? Get his pinky finger. It's like take it off.
I'd just be like, instead of you cutting it off, just get one of them potato peelers and just skin it like a
No,
potato or something. So I can at least still keep my fingers. I know the skin will grow back eventually.
Jesus, no, man.
Like the Sahara Desert, but it'll grow back.
I don't want it. I don't even want it. At that point, I don't even want it. The things I want to do
If
with my
you want
hands,
information out of me, do things that have not been done.
they
Like
they. What do you mean? If you never had a finger cut off, yes, it's happened to people, but you ain't never had a finger cut off, so that's never been done to you.
you know what I'm saying, don't do nothing to me that you never already done to somebody else.
Oh
Get the
no,
potato peeler.
you
You
know.
get you can get the potato peeler.
Oh,
They got the electric saw that they use to skin fish. Or you can use a spoon, sharpen a spoon. Hit
well,
me like they do how they be sharpening the knives on the leather belt.
Well, when they do that, you gonna want them to cut it off at that point because it ain't gonna be good no more. It's gonna tetanus and everything is gonna be in there. You want that on? Yeah, you
Well,
gonna
hey, what
you gonna like cut it off anyway. So yeah, I
my skin to grow back
no
even.
player. If it get infected, it's never coming back. So yeah, I don't know. That's a strong one. Like I mean, to save my relationship, I have to really think about it. And it's not that I have a bad relationship, but it's just chance me not coming back. It's horrible. So it's like you might as
I mean, it didn't necessarily have to be a bad relationship, you know.
well. I mean, what we talking like taking Liam, whatever Liam Neeson,
Leave decent.
whatever. What we talking about like that? That's I mean, his wife died in the last one, so well, she wasn't his wife no more, but whatever. Terrible.
If it was, if it was a situation like taken to where some strange men snatch and grab your wife and took her across seas, would you hunt them down like Liam Neeson did to get his daughter back?
I would try to, yeah. I would hope that we get before we get across seas, because at that point, you pretty much ruined. I mean, you could really just drive out the city right now and it's over with. But you even got to get, you got to get across seas. Jesus, you, you you get on, you just drive down the street and make a right turn. You're like, well, damn, what happened? Like, but yeah, I mean, hopefully before cross seas, of course, I would try to fight, but man, you just hope that it would never happen, though, bro. Just that is terrible, man. That's hard to think about. And we watched Taken last night too, or yesterday evening. That was pretty good. I've seen them before.
That movie is so boring.
I loved them. I loved all three of them. I like
When it
Liam.
when the first one came out in theaters, I was like, looks like it's gonna be a great movie. 20 minutes in,
Well, that's because it takes a while for the build up, but like the fighting and stuff. Liam Neeson, he does get old. Like by the time, because I had my wife laughing. I said by the time we got to that third one, he wasn't fighting like he used to fight. But I'm like, yeah, you older in the series, you older in life, but he out there whipping them.
probably was fighting like Keanu Reeves in the fourth John movie.
Nah, in the third one, he was fighting like Frankenstein. They was tossing him around. I was like, he
Hey,
wrote, shoot.
not Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
He is Frankenstein. Your boy out there running. He running slowly from the police. I was like, how did you even get away? They could. I was like, how y'all not catch him? He running really slowly. I'm like, this is ridiculous, bro. Like it's ridiculous. Like he done got old for real.
Yeah, I've seen parts of the second one.
I seen all of them. So, because the
Yeah, I've
first
seen
one,
parts of the second one. I could never get through like the whole. Couldn't sit through the whole movie.
yeah, I thought they were pretty good. But I like his action movies. So you give me with some good action movies, fighting like that, the way they do. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can watch that. So, but yeah, dang, I had one more question. I forgot what it was. I should have wrote these down because I thought about them really great. Uh, no, I don't know. You got anything else?
So would you be in an action movie with Liam Neeson at that old age?
If we're on the same team, yes,
It'd probably be like an action comedy.
probably so. Because I'll be talking about him like I am now. God, I'm like, get your old ass up, man. You actually jumped out like he jumped out of a window and landed on a dumpster, and the lid was closed. He took that bump so bad. I was like, "You hurt for real, dog." Like, why? Why would you do that? Like, I was like, "Why would you do that?" That would be me the whole time. He would probably shoot me. Like, bro, what are you doing here? Like, nah, yeah, I would definitely be in the movie like that. Only on his side, I wouldn't want to be against him because you're gonna lose. I don't have time for that.
I couldn't do it with Liam Neeson. I probably if somebody came up to me and asked me to be in an action movie, I want to be in one with Keanu Reeves.
I wouldn't because he's too big of a star. It's gonna always overpower you in the movie. He just his stardom. I feel like it's like everything he's been in, even though they've had like good people, good supporting actors and stuff like that, or actresses. It's like he's always like just that. To me, his stardom is just that dominant. Cause like I don't know if you saw the last Matrix. When I watched that, I really just liked the parts that he was in. I saw the other people. I liked the whole aspect of a new what's old boy's name? Morpheus. I like that. But the rest of the characters, I was just like, like you can't. I can't even name any of them because I'm like, I see you guys. Yeah, I,
I would love to be fighting side by side with Keanu Reeves, even though he'll be probably the main target the whole damn movie.
yeah,
But I'm helping this man fight for his life.
no, no. For that, I could just be somebody on the phone talking to him or whatever throughout the movie. That could be my job. I mean, because like I said, he's gonna get the main billing. It's always gonna be like most of his movies that I've seen. I feel like this is me saying that. I feel better when I see his parts more or less than the other stuff. Uh, Even in all the matrices, it's like the first one, it was like, oh, we going to find him. They found him, and all this great stuff happened, and it was like it was great to see him. Granted, there was story that surrounded it. It's like I can't wait to get back, especially like once he learned how to start flying. I could care less about the other stuff. Because I'm like, get boy out and upgrade to the point where he flying around the city, stopping bullets. He was out there fighting like 200 versions of the agent in one of the movies. So I was like, I want to just see that. Then they went on to other stuff. I was like, I don't care about this. You got a man out here making keys. He got keys to every door and on the whole planet. I don't even care anything about that. He probably got a key to my car. I don't care. Whatever. Get back to you know what I'm saying? Get back to Keanu Reeves. What are you doing? I mean, yeah, it's like the I think when you have movies like that, you want to find something where the star power is not that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's how I feel. And it's like, yeah, it's typically about him, but those movies should have been about them and not just him. But it mainly ended up being about him. And even in the end of the last one, even though it became more about Trinity, it was more about them being a team. It felt a little weird because you had him kind of like that whole MC thing we talked about and how the MC or who you thought was the MC disappears, and then you got somebody else who, yeah, it's kind of yeah, it felt kind of like that. So it's kind of like, oh, so he's not as important, but it's like, oh, he is. It takes both of them to make this thing work. That's what that was all about in the last one. But without him, it's like John Wick series. I I just need to see him fight. All the other stuff, I don't care about that. In fact, is that movie primarily shows you everything about him. They do a couple cutscenes with a few other people, and then it's like, let's get back to John Wick and what he's doing. So I would not want to do a movie with him. Jesus no. So we let's pick somebody else. Shit.
I feel like it'd be good to do a movie with him. Also, Jim Carrey.
I'm not a fan, so to say. I don't dislike him. I just he's another person you would have a hard time talking about being side by side in the movie with. He's star powers at well when it was at the height that was at. Not to say that because he could potentially go back and because I think he did. What was his last movie before he said he was? Uh, he did something. I forgot whatever it was, but yeah, I couldn't know. And then like with him, it's only certain movies I really like that he was in. I mean, I found that he was funny, but he was just real loud. So I guess loudness or I don't know, dominant. That's what made this movie stand out to me, comedy wise. I wouldn't want to be in a movie with him.
Dang man, what about when he was on Mad TV?
Was he on Mad TV? He was on In
He
Living.
was.
He was on In Living Color.
I'm sure he was on Mad TV.
I don't.
Because I remember
unless he did like some guest spots. He was on in Living Color.
He was Mad TV.
No, he was on in Living Color. He wasn't on Mad TV. He may have come in on Mad TV a couple times, but I don't know.
What did he do? What did he do? Five Marshall Bill along.
In Living Color.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm talking about in Living Color.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, but back then when he did that, he wasn't as his star power wasn't as big as it is now. Even now, like he can, I think I don't want to lie and say he was on Saturday Night Live, but I know he was on that Living Color for sure. I know that for sure. That was
yeah, that was
yeah, that was when I was a child. I remember that.
Five Marshall Bill, and then when he did the Vanilla Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Hey, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that's when comedy was really comedy, and you could say and do things and get away with it. I
And a bunch of movies too, like the what was Bruce Almighty, Truman Show. Me, myself, and Irene was my favorite one.
I don't think I saw that one. I remember Liar Liar. He
Yeah,
was
I remember La was good too.
the Mask, the first Mask. I like that one. That was pretty good.
That's one of the best ones he's done. But when they announced the second one, I thought he was gonna be the man for the second one.
Nah, they pulled somebody else into it, and it went downhill so badly. It was terrible.
That movie. So disappointed.
And the third one, because the third one was the Child of the Mask, but that was more cartoonish, so to say, as far as
Was
animated.
that not the second one? Was that not Son
No,
of the Man?
was that Son of the Mask the second one?
Yeah, that's what I thought
Uh,
it was.
that was the one they made kind of like a cartoon almost. Because I thought they did like
Yeah, because the baby got a hold to the mask and
yeah,
the
you're
baby
right.
mask user. So
Nah,
yeah, that was the second
that
one.
was the
That's Son
second
of the
one.
Man.
Okay, because I thought it was like three of them, but you're right, it's two of them.
Because I'm about to say a third one. I have not heard about this.
Nah, you're right. That's because I thought they made one that was like really cartoonish. So
I mean, I guess you could say it was kind of cartoony because I guess they didn't really know how to have the baby look. It kind of almost went back to when the first one when his dog got a hold to the mask. How very cartoonish he was.
right, the CGI type of stuff.
Yeah. So they went with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Save on a lot of money, just get some artists to do it, and pretty good. Yeah. Talking about that kind of stuff, it makes me feel old. I had me an old feeling like weekend, because I've been binge watching a lot of old school wrestling, and I didn't realize that that stuff was like super super old. Because when I came into watching wrestling, like it was like 1999. We would watch it before that, but I didn't really pick up on it until like 98, 99. Um,
We was never allowed to watch it.
I would watch it with my uncle and my dad.
It was too violent. Mom said it was too violent, and then after wrestling, we'll try to sneak and watch Family Guy and American Dad.
Dang.
Get beat in the back of the head for that. The only thing that I know of that she really approved of me watching was Shin Chin,
Nah,
and that came from Adult Swim.
that's crazy because Adult Swim has got had the most craziest stuff. But nah,
Super Jail.
yeah. But nah,
They never
wrestling
been short.
it wasn't that bad. Like I look back on it now, it did have its moments, and because there's a lot that I didn't know that took place. Uh, when I came in, I was a big fan of The Rock because I like the trash talking, the old Rock, not this new one. Uh, but there was a lot that took place that I didn't know about, and I was bought like movies or stuff to kind of watch, but they cut so much stuff to just make a movie for like 30 minutes when you buy all these posters and all the bull crap. Uh, so it's been interesting to kind of watch it, but then like I said, it made me feel old because it's like, dang man, like I remember being like 12, 13 years old watching this stuff, and it's like almost 25 years ago. I'm like, oh my god, where's the time going to?
I wish I could have like watched it uh, when it was like John Cena first started gets when John Cena first got there. When I started when they actually started letting us watch it, John Cena was already a popular WWE champion. He had big rivalry with Edge.
Dang,
Edge did that whole stunt with
Lita.
yeah in the ring.
So
Um,
you probably
have
y'all probably had
relations. Then you had Undertaker and the Brothers of Destruction with Kane and
yeah.
D-Generation X.
So y'all start watching like 2008 ish, maybe a little bit after that or something. Nah, man, we had been watching. It was bad.
Yeah, but I also remember Mankind and Sting.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's
Because
WC.
Mankind was like my first favorite wrestler.
Yeah, I remember watching it on Monday nights because my uncle would like to watch WCW. I actually like WWF or WWE, whatever. And yeah, but that was my thing. I liked it back then. Like '99 was that year 98, 99. I was like, man, bro. My parents didn't really care if I watched it or not. Uh, that was like probably one of the things they like. That's all I like to do is play video games. So it was like maybe you should watch something else besides that. But it was like all it did was lead me back into playing more video games with wrestling and stuff on it. So it was like this is never going away. So here's a question: if you could get into the wrestling business, primarily WWE, because everybody feels like that's like the top of the thing, would you do that?
Only if I can get a contract with Raw.
I mean,
Monday Night
but if you're in
I'll do it.
WWE, if you're in WWE, I mean, the way they work now, it don't even matter if you Raw or SmackDown, you working.
I'll most definitely do it.
If
I'll do
I could do it,
it.
I'm gonna say no. But if I could have done it, if I had been old enough back then, like '99, yeah, back then, yeah, not so much now.
Not now. I would have done it like in what 05.
Yeah, no,
05 would be great.
yeah,
When you had Eddie Guerrero and MVP and all them.
they work too hard now, bro. Them dudes got to work 7 days a week. I'm like, and I guess they had always worked like that, but you only saw what you saw on TV because you wasn't going to house shows and pay per views. So I only assume they worked Monday nights and Sundays, but they probably worked all week back then too.
They
Uh,
travel a lot.
yeah, and that's why I say no because I'm like, hey, look, I'm ready to go home. You supposed to be on Monday Night Raw. I am home. So you just do what you got to do. I've made it to my house.
Raw on Monday, then you gotta fight in the ECW Wednesday, then go to SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah. So it's definitely a strong no. But they make money, bro. But it's just you ain't never really at home. And then with them, they contracts unless you like really, really like super popular. They feel like you like really expendable. It is like now they don't really build the stories, so I don't watch it as much now. I go back and watch the super old stuff because it's like back then they didn't have like social media and all this other stuff, so they had to really work hard, get fans behind them. They all out in the audience fighting and stuff like that. I finally figured out what that was all about because I was like, man, y'all like to run the audience. It's so you can get the people engaged and they touching on you and you get the moments. So I never understood why they used to do that, but that's yeah, yeah, yeah. They get them engaged. So it's like because they might go out back and sign a couple shirts or something. But when you didn't let 60 people touch you, you know what I'm saying? They already touched you today. You don't have to work as hard because look, I already got engaged with these people. So what? I don't even know if you have anymore. and you ruining my thing. Go ask your mama. All right, go do that. That way she can tell you no, and it's not me. As parenting 101, you tell them no, and it's not you. That's how you do that. Save yourself. It wasn't me.
Daddy, can I do go ask your mama?
Yeah. The way I'm safe.
She told me come ask you.
Oof, that's.
Go ask her again. Go ask her
Oh
again.
no! At that point, I'd be like, well, no need us both of us losing here. Just take it and go. So, okay, well, and it's too late, baby. You can't have that right now. It's like almost 10 o'clock. You should be getting ready for bed. Don't get up there. Get down. No, ma'am. Get down. You don't want to catch a whipper, and I don't want to have to whip you, especially on camera. That's gonna look bad on me. It's gonna look bad on me. You don't want me looking bad, do you? You're gonna say, yeah, that's terrible. That's parenting 101. You gonna say, hey,
What's up?
okay, so we're about to end it. But yeah, so yeah, maybe back then, uh like anytime before like Stone Cold and Rock and all of them left, probably so. After that, I didn't really care for it too much. That's what made me stop watching. Go away. You're gonna ruin my stuff with your big fat head. Oh,
I don't think she cares.
not one bit. Not one bit. All right, so you go away so I can finish this. I'm almost finished. In fact, we've gone well over. But yeah, nothing before that time because like I think the stuff I have been watching lately, if it's not retro, then I have been kind of watching. So get out. You tear my stuff up. You don't even care. Move. Yeah. So like the stuff now, like some of the storylines kind of been like interesting, but I only watch like just that segment. I don't really give the whole show its.
Man, I haven't watched that since The Rock came back for like the 12th time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he comes back for solely just for promoting, so I don't take him serious anymore. It's either promote a movie, and like I was telling one of my friends because he's still like really into it. I was like, man, I don't really. For some people, when you look at wrestlers who transcend and they go and do other stuff, they always have to come back because that's who their fan base is. It's like when you see John Cena, he's in movies and on TV and stuff like that. Be
John Cena coming back. He
Well,
he
he
retired.
no, he retired. He was just in their last pay-per-view.
That man said he is retiring because his body cannot keep up
You know,
the
well, he
things
showed.
that
Well,
is
he was in.
WWE.
That Yeah, he was in the last. I think he was in WrestleMania, or was it? It was something after that. Leave, close the door. Yeah, he was in one of the last ones. He was trying to get like a. He was doing like a title shot, one of those type of things. But I think what his plan with that was to help put the actual title holder over. They do that whole, you know, bring somebody in, somebody big, and let them lose, and it's almost kind of like a switching of the era type of thing. Because he came in with the big ball spot at the back, it was bad.
It's not like back in the day when you were fighting Edge and had a little beef with CM Punk.
Oh
You're
man,
just not that guy anymore, Cena.
I mean, it's not that he's not that guy. I think the problem for John Cena was John Cena came in and he was a heel, and people started liking him. But with wrestling, you have to learn how to trade positions, and sometimes you have to give people what they want, and he didn't. Not necessarily. I mean, he did it. He gave people what they wanted, but there was a lot of people who wanted to see him turn bad, if that makes sense. Because I think he did better when he first came back, when he first came and he got into the whole rap thing and he was a heel, I think he did better as that. But because wrestling has also changed like what they can do and what they can say, I'm not gonna say it's not that he couldn't be the person who he was or he couldn't be that character. I think he safely went into the whole direction of this is a family caring program and all this other stuff. Although people are getting slammed around and crazy stuff is happening, I think he took that direction. But had he taken the heel approach like when he first came there, I think he would have done better. But it felt like anybody who went against him, even up to The Rock, who pretty much washed him out at that point, I felt like if he would have just made that from a face to a heel, I feel like he would have been better. That's how I look at him. I'm like, I get the whole you want to be inspirational to kids and all that great stuff, but for the sake of building the character, I just think you could have, you know what I'm saying? You could have just been evil a little bit because they all
He
they,
was
they
that man.
but they all do it though. All of them make those switches and those changes, and so it's like you gotta kind of be able to do that sometimes, or that story is struggles. So because like I'll say the best story that they did that didn't struggle, the storyline with Stone Cold and The Rock when both of them were like they were like neck and neck in popularity. So it was like a WrestleMania, and then at WrestleMania, Stone Cold ended up going heel. Then he turned around the next night on Monday Night Raw, went back face. It was weird, but he went heel. He teamed up with Vince McMahon, then he turned around and turned on Vince McMahon. But
Yeah, I remember it. Stone Cold Stunner, middle of the ring,
yeah,
and then pulled it all over Vince McMahon face.
yeah,
Funny as shit.
yeah, it was like I just did this to get the title. But you when you have two face characters like that, it's hard to maintain such a storyline because it's like people want to be like, who are we going for? And in that storyline, it was like it's a lot of Stone Cold fans, and there's like it's a lot of Rock fans. But it's like, what do you do? It was like really chaotic for such a storyline. But and then they always had a friendship, but they had a rivalry too because they really friends. Like Stone Cold couldn't wait to work with him after he saw how popular he was getting and how it worked for him. He was like, "Oh, I can't wait to work with him." So, but with them both being so popular, it was like this is gonna be a hard storyline. So when they finally fought for the last time, Rock had turned evil. He get ready to leave. He's like, "I'm gonna be a heel." Stone Cold's face, but people still struggle with Rock because it's like, you're a heel, everybody still like you, and it feels like you more of a face than you are a heel. Because even I like when I that's why I say I feel so old watching this stuff now because when he first came in, he was a face. He turned heel, turned back face, turned heel again when he was with the corporation. Then he turned face until he finally left for the last time. So it's like he transitioned to so many like face heel deals to make storylines work. But it's like they liked him so much he couldn't he couldn't it didn't matter how he switched. But with John Cena, people started not liking him towards his end. It's like he come in, it's like, okay, we dig you, but like people didn't like him like they did back when he came out with the spinning belt. Like when he came out with that spinning championship belt. I actually have one of those. I actually had that belt. Huh?
Had one, broke it.
Oh no, I got a real one though. I spent like, huh?
I'm gonna have to go take that real one.
I spent like $700 on it. I'm serious.
Damn.
Well, what it was because back when I was like really a fan, like we used to go to the events like SmackDown and stuff like that, and they try to sell you them little plastic things. Man, them people was trying to sell you them things like $200. Like I was like, I want a real one. I wanted how much a real one costs. So I went on this website and they do like the real leather backing, and they give you like the
I go to
actual.
website. I go to website. Couldn't afford it. Parents ain't want to pay for it.
Oh no, I had to pay for this out of my own pocket, so I did. So actually, every now I'm not gonna get up and get it, but actually I could. But it's like heavy. It's really heavy cast iron or whatever. And the only thing I messed up was my locking plate on the spinning part broke, so it spins forever. It don't. It won't stop moving. So yeah, I want, but that's not the belt that I wanted. That was the one that they had available. I wanted the Attitude Era Champion belt, and I couldn't get it. So I was like, well, give me the spinning belt. I was like, this is the belt that's out at the time. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Serious, so serious.
And it shiny as hell. You got your name on the bottom, or I just say champion.
No, I went had somebody engraved the plate at the bottom.
Daddy, what is that?
Steady's wrestling belt that he does nothing with. So my dream one day is to get like money and waste my money on getting like other real ones made. I want to get the Attitude Era one. I still want to get that one, and I want to get Stone Cold Smoking belt, the Smoking Championship belt, and I would like to get them and just I don't know why I want to mount them, but
Can
I want to mount them.
your big crystals?
Yeah, baby, get the pretzels.
Okay. Okay.
And how about you don't go that way so you don't knock my stuff down? Come back this way.
Okay.
You snatch my computer down, then this video is gonna be over with horribly. But yeah, this
Brooklyn.
yeah, but this give it here. But this yeah, this thing cost me $700. So,
See myself spending money on it.
but that was I got this back when I was being like reckless, spending money uselessly. Uh, More than likely, I probably wouldn't ever do this again. Like I mean, I'm saying I want to. All right, now go away. That's it for you. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever do it again, but it was a purchase, and I was really into it back then. Uh, Not so much now, so it sits up in my closet collecting dust, hanging up with my clothes and stuff. And so I used to ride around with it in my vehicle, like some sort of weirdo, and then I stopped. But yeah, it's heavy now. And so
Look like it's heavy.
it is. It's very heavy. All right, one day, if you come over, if I remember, I'll bring it out. But it has the snaps on it, so like you can wear it, and it's braided on the back. It's actual leather on the back or whatever. And so it's got the screws. If you had other plates, you can put other plates on there. You can pretty much take the whole thing off, but it had like a little thing that you could tighten up, and it would stop spinning. You could just lock it into a position, and you know. But yeah,
Good stuff.
but I took the plate and I had it, and I could reverse it and just put another name in. So I went to the mall. It's like, here, put this on there. And they were like, okay. I was like, cool, whatever. But you man, you gotta pay them for each letter. They're not playing. I was like, okay, don't do no more. Like, I was like, how much is it gonna cost me just just for my name on here? Like, yeah, I'm done. So yeah. So I like that's how big of a fan I was for me to spend that kind of money. And shoot, when I bought this was back like 2011, 2012. I've been having this that long.
My freshman year of high school.
But this was around the time when this came out. Like when this came out, it had been out like he had did that spinning US belt. I don't know if you remember that. John Cena had a spinning US belt, and it was like just big blue and red. It was like the diamonds and all that stuff now, and it spin too. He had that, and
Didn't
then
he bring that? Didn't he like pop that out for like one of the supporting the troop events?
I don't know. But see, no. When he did supporting the troops, he had kind of switched his brand up a little bit. Like he was when he had the spinning US belt. That's when they had the spinning belt buckles. Like people used to have those, and spinning rims were like really big. So he uh he brought the belt in, but he when he went to support the troops, by the time he did that, this had came out. But when he had the U.S. belt, he wasn't quite at that championship level. When the U.S. belt, no, when the championship belt was big gold, I think the big WCW belt, because they had the big WCW belt and WWF had a United Champion belt or something, or it was something that Undertaker used to wear. It was something like that. And then when he won, he switched over to this. It was spinning
United champion. But ain't that the same belt that Kurt Angle had? That what's it called? That threw over the damn bridge.
with the big gold belt.
Yeah.
No, big gold.
Oh, what was it? The United Champion. Is it United Champion?
I don't know. I don't know if Kurt Angle threw anything because I know Rock threw.
It might have been the Intercontinental Championship belt.
Yeah, because Rock had threw the smoking skull or the pretend smoking skull belt over the bridge. I don't remember Kurt Angle might have done it because he copied a lot of Rock and Stone Cold stuff, but I know that John Cena had this belt that I have, and he had a spinning U.S. belt. It was blue and red, and it had the diamonds in it, and it spin. It was a big circular belt, but he was still his persona was still rapping when he did all of that.
Yeah, I don't think I remember that. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it. But it's spinned as well though, because all his stuff was like spinning stuff or whatever. But I think they were trying to like because that's what was popular back then. I think that's why they went with that. Yep. Hey, let's see something. Let me get you a good picture of it. When people talk about this in stock, I would not buy that belt. It's so ugly. I mean, this was ugly too, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, I don't remember that belt at all.
But he was. But this was like before he became like WWF champion or whatever. He was like, he had become the U.S. champion for a while. Like because he wasn't like super popular when he came. When he came in, they were like trying him out, and I think they like his physique and stuff like that. So that's why they pretty much really worked with him. But they say backstage, people did like him, and so when they got on stage, they went with the persona because they were hearing rapping and stuff like that. So it's like, well, we want you to be a rapper. That's gonna be your persona. So that's what he started out doing. And then he had that kind of it went from rapping to like this kind of I don't want to say military style, but that's what
It was most definitely military style, like U.S. Marine.
right. He switched from that to that. And so once he got into that, once he got to the military style, then it was like he was more champion then. And that's when they went with this right here. They did away with the heavyweight and they just kept this. No, I think they kept the big goal and then they went with this. But people didn't like this because it didn't really pick up like they wanted to.
Big old World Heavyweight Championship belt that Undertaker had for many, many years, and it would transfer from him to Batista. Bobby Lashley got it at one point.
Yeah. Well, see, big gold came from big gold came from WCW. That was WCW's belt. But when they merged, they brought that belt over.
WCW stand for.
World Championship Wrestling, something like that.
That sound right. I was gonna say something else, something totally different.
Yeah, World Championship Wrestling. But I didn't care for their programming too much. It felt really country, so to say. But they had like a lot of big stars, but it just wasn't like WWF was more. It felt more like I don't know what the because they all had like pyros and stuff like that, but they had the Titantron and I don't know. It just felt like they were like edgier, but they all borrowed stuff from each other.
You ever had like Hogan and Roddy Piper and all them?
Yeah, like everybody that you saw on the other programs came from there. It was just I think with WCW. Now, realistically, if you were to say take on a wrestling career, you would want to work for WCW health wise because they didn't work all year long. They worked in seasons. So you like it was a season when they were on, and then they had an off period, and then they would start back up. Whereas WWF, you work all year long. You know, with WCW, you may have worked
That's
was
probably why a lot of motherfuckers had a lot of drug issues in WWF stress, trying to get their relaxation. But
I don't know. I can't. I mean, I can't say that. It's more just lifestyle stuff because you were on the road and you had you. I don't want to say I don't want to call it freedoms, but I guess it would be more or less you had more temptations versus working at WCW. You were at home. You know what I'm saying? Like you worked. They did their tours, but then they had their off season to where they didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? You could spend Christmas with your family because they were wrestling. Whereas WWF, you wrestling with the troops and everybody else. And
he's like, man, I want to see my kids, but I got to be out here overseas because the troops trying to have a great Christmas. So now I'm in the trailer,
right.
bumping a couple lines, hitting a couple up the nose, and then just going crazy.
Yeah. So it's like it's a total different thing. And I think the program AEW kind of follows the same thing as WCW. Like you may work 2 days out of the week. You know what I'm saying? And you get to go home. Just make sure you're back for the next shoot. So it's two different. Like it's definitely like when you talk about that kind of career and that lifestyle. It's like you have to be careful because one, you gotta when you get into it, you have to be dedicated and you pretty much invest in your own stuff. It's almost like being a basketball or a football player. You know, somebody scouts you out and they see you, you out there doing it for yourself. You know, being slammed around or doing your gymnastics and stuff like that. But then once you get out there, it's like you really got to do this, you know. But now it's enough money in it to where you can still be comfortable because they're making money. Like back then, I listened to Grilling this JR. He would talk about like how Edge and Christian wouldn't make them but like $200 a week, you know, when they first started. And you got other people coming in making thousands of dollars, like making an actual salary, but they coming in making pennies. You know, now it's like you can start off and you can make a decent amount of money, but you really got to work for it. Back then, it was like you really had to hustle and scrounge up and get what you can get. So, yeah,
That's fucked up. That's how. That's how a lot of stuff actually worked back then.
back then,
Not just wrestling, but other careers.
yeah,
Shit,
I feel like anything. Yeah,
boxing, kickboxing, MMA,
yeah, you had to really be broke until you were found.
acting.
But I see. I think the only difference between those real contact sports and something like this that is not as I'm not gonna say it's not real. It's it's a lot of acting in it too. But I think like them taking the bumps or them, taking the falls and the spills. I think that part is real. But it does take some coordination where you do need to know how to take it or you could get hurt. I feel like that part's real up. But I would compare it to boxing or MMA or when you know you about somebody about to really punch on you for real, for real. Like I'm looking at them and they,
It was to compare it to.
there's no, I don't think you can really because like, uh, what they managed to do with that program back then, I can't say now, but back then it was like You are going to do all these stunts, and then they're gonna mix a little drama in backstage to kind of keep the people entertained. Because I couldn't really see myself watching it without the drama. You need that. It's kind of like you need the acting to help it. Give me a reason why these two guys out here punching on each other, slamming each other down. If not, then you can just go watch MMA and not really watch it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
I don't really watch MMA for the main events anyway.
I don't watch it at all. I really don't care. Like, I don't want to see anybody get busted up like that. Not for real.
Watch the what's it called contender, whatever the contender series they had.
Mm,
Got to bring in a bunch of guys and they're trying to fight for a contract.
yeah. Oh yeah,
My
yeah,
favorite
yeah,
favorite one was with Kimbo Slice in it.
yeah, yeah. He,
Rampage Jackson was working with that man.
yeah. But nah, I mean, but that's real stuff in comparison. Like, and I don't want to ever knock sports entertainment wrestling. I don't want to knock it because I liked it back then, but I would never compare it to. And like I said, they out there, they doing, they out there being physical. They burn up a lot of stamina and they taking a lot of falls and stuff and jumping off of stuff and slapping each other in the face or kicking each other or whatever. They're making it look decent enough, but I couldn't compare it to nothing else. Like, it's its own thing, but it's like the program either has it or it doesn't, and I'm not into it anymore. So, I'm like, like I said, I watch the retro stuff.
Yeah, that shit sucked now.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, and it got late on us, and we crossing over into that almost second hour. So I think we're gonna go ahead and hang it up this time, and I think we put out some fairly decent content. So I'm hoping people will watch this. They probably not gonna watch a whole hour and 48 minutes going on. Don't watch that much of it, but
We
hopefully,
never.
I don't know. I gotta go and screw up through when I left from out of here and stuff. Like, I gotta get that out of there because that's terrible. It's horrible. It made me take my child out of it. I don't know because I can't say it's for 18-year-olds if I got a child interrupting me like that. It's terrible, man. It is terrible. So it's your boy Blackie D with the homie Tyler, and this has been another randomness with the homies. We're signing out. Do you have anything else for the people? No. All right. Well, we will.
And this thing about to die.
Okay, yeah. I don't have that problem because I'm on a laptop, but nothing against that. We all devices be devices. That's all I'm gonna say. Unless you got a Samsung S23 Ultra like myself, and it's not about
No, no, trash,
Oh,
trash.
I can't deal. We'll talk about that. That's gonna be on our next thing. We're gonna be talking about cellular devices. That's what we're gonna have to get in on that one there. I'd love to really go back and forth about that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you would.
I really would. It's burning me up not to do it. I'm telling you. All right, but that's all we have for now, and we won't hold you any longer. Peace.
Catch you on the next one.